Last time we installed Nginx and also PostgreSQL because we want to install NextCloud, but we want to do it with Nginx as a web server and PostgreSQL as a database. Now we need to install PHP as well, but we have already installed PHP for WordPress. However, we also need to install some specific packages that are needed for PostgreSQL and for the Nginx configuration. So let's also install PHP PGSQL. This is a package that contains the libraries of PHP for connecting to PostgreSQL. And let's install also, or let us check first. Let me check first. So I can install this one, PHP 8.4 FPM, or this one. I think they should be the same, but actually this is already installed. This PHP FPM is running PHP as a service. It keeps running in the background, and when Nginx wants to execute some PHP file, it can send it to this service and will receive back the result. It can send it either through a port, normal communication, like from one server to another server, for example. Applications communicate through a certain port. But it can also send it through a socket. Socket is like a special file, but it helps processes to communicate with each other in Linux, and maybe this is more efficient. So one way of executing PHP is run the PHP command with the PHP script as an argument. It is going to execute this PHP script and get the result. So this is how we set up Apache, for example, when we installed WordPress. So when a PHP file or program needs to be executed, Apache is executing it, is starting a sub process to execute this PHP script, and then gets the result and sends the result to the browser. But in this case, we are going to set up a little bit differently. So Nginx and PHP are running at the same time in memory, and Nginx communicates with PHP through a socket, sends the program to a socket, and gets back the result of execution of this program. And I believe this is a little bit more efficient. It is faster, it is quicker, because you don't have to start a new process and wait for the result. It is already running. You just send the input and get the output. So this is PHP FPM. It is running as a service in memory. And we can check the status of this service. System control. Status. Let me try this first, PHP FPM. No, because it is the name of the service is PHP 8.4 -FPM. So it is running this PHP service. We also need to install some additional PHP packages which contain PHP libraries, and these libraries are needed by Nginx or by the applications of Nginx. NextCloud. These libraries are needed by NextCloud or by plugins of NextCloud or NextCloud apps. So let me copy these packages from here, because there are a lot of them. Control Shift V. Okay, let me check first. I cannot find it, so let me remove it from the list. I created another window on Tmax, so that maybe we can continue here. We also need to create a PostgreSQL database for NextCloud. So let me log in first as a user Postgres. And then I can run this command as user Postgres pg SQL. So I'm running the command pg SQL, but by switching to the user Postgres. So I'm running this command as user Postgres. Why? SQL command. It is PSQL, not PGSQL. Sorry. So the command is PSQL, and we get the prompt of Postgres here. And okay, the installation here is finished. We can continue here. Now I will create a Postgres database. Create database nc1db template template 0. This is the name of the template. Encoding UTF-8. This is changing the output, the format of the output of the commands, and let me list nc1db. So this database is created. Let me create a user as well, database user. Create user, nc1 user. With password. nc1 pass and it will also be allowed to create databases. Select star from PG user and I see that there are two records in this database. In the database PG user, this is the default user, which is also a super user in the database, and this is the user that I just created, NC1 user. Now I'm going to give some permissions to this user. First of all, I will make it an owner of the database nc1db. Alter database nc1db owner to nc1 user. So I'm changing the owner of this database to be this user. So alter database nc1db owner means change the owner of the database nc1db to be this user. And then grant all privileges on database nc1db to nc1 user. And then another similar command, grant all privileges on schema public to nc1 user. This is listing the roles. It says list of roles, role name nc1 user, and also role name Postgres that was existing. We created this one, I think. And we are done with the database configuration. Now let's download the code of NextCloud. So let's see whether we can find it on the internet. No. No, this is the NextCloud client. Download server. and it should be this one, get zip file. Let me copy the link, copy link address, okay. Let me remove this latest, because there were some, and try it again. Remove. Let me try to unzip. This is the code of NextCloud. We are going to place it to the directory var www, and let's name it to nc1. So move NextCloud var www nc1. And let's make sure that Nginx can read these files, and we have to change the ownership to www data. Change own recursive. So Nginx as well is using the same user as Apache in Debian. So they are using the user www data. They are running as this user. The web browser is running as user www data. So to make sure that it has access on this directory, we change the ownership to this user. Now we are going to create an Nginx configuration for NextCloud. The configurations of Nginx are on this directory /nginx /etc/nginx. Change directory. Sites available. Sites enabled. There is only this configuration, the default website configuration. Now we can create a configuration for NC1 for NextCloud, but it is a long configuration, so let me copy it from the instruction notes, from the instructions. So on sites available, on the directory sites available, I am creating this configuration NC1. Ctrl Shift V, And this is the Nginx configuration for this site. It is a bit long, and there are some things that are specific for NextCloud. Here, first of all, I'm defining this upstream PHP handler, which is server Unix, and this is a socket. This is a file, and I have to check whether this file exists or not. Let me check it on the other window. var run php something dot sock var run php. I can use either this one php okay. I can use either this one php fpm .sock or this one. Let me use this. And this is a server configuration for the port 80. Listen to port 80. Server name is nc1 user1.fs.al, and then it is redirecting to HTTPS. So this is port HTTP, and we are redirecting to port HTTPS. But we are excluding from this redirection if the request is for Let's Encrypt certificate. It is from Let's Encrypt, and we are doing this by including this snippet. So let me check the configuration of this snippet. So if the request is coming for a file in this directory, .well-known Acme challenge, then it is accepted, and it is using this directory as root directory. And it is forbidding if the request is to see the content of the directory itself. So for a file inside this directory, the request is accepted or it is allowed. But if the request is coming to see is for seeing the content of this directory, it is not accepted. And then it is the configuration for the port HTTPS. The root directory is /var /www/nc1, and here we have SSL certificates, which I think we don't have them yet, but we are going to request them soon. We are going to get them soon. And then there are a lot of other configurations. For example, client max body size is the maximum size that can be uploaded on Nginx, that Nginx allows to be uploaded. Etc. We don't have to understand all of them. Actually, I have received this configuration from some websites. For example, where is it? At the end of. So if we look at this page, for example, it gives an example configuration for Nginx. This is suitable for this configuration is suitable for NextCloud. So this is where I found this configuration, because I'm not an expert on Nginx configuration in all the details. I understand some things, some basic things, but not all of these details. And now I save it and exit from Nano. And in order to enable this configuration, I have to make a symbolic link to the directory sites enabled. So let me go to this directory, sites enabled, ls sites available, and C1. And now I convert this ls command to ln -s to this directory. So create a link. It is a symbolic link. The target is this one, the target file, and create this symbolic link in the current directory. And I'm not specifying a name for the symbolic link, so it is going to receive the same name as the target. So I created a symbolic link into the directory sites enabled. Now let me check the configuration of Nginx. Nginx test the configuration. Reload the configuration, and it is a valid configuration. I am surprised. Okay, the certificate already exists. Probably we received it last time, so maybe we got this certificate last time. Certbot. Okay, we already have the Let's Encrypt certificate. So that's why it did not complain that this file does not exist, etc. Now that we created the Nginx configuration for the site, we can try to open the site on the browser. nc1.user1 .fs.al, and it is starting the installation wizard of NextCloud. Create administration account name, let's say admin, administration account password, data folder, it is suggesting this one, that is okay. Data folder is the directory where the NextCloud files will be saved. MySQL, MariaDB or PostgreSQL. Let's select PostgreSQL. Database user, nc1db. Database password, nc1 pass. Database name, no, this was database user, nc1 user, and database name is nc1db. Database host is localhost because database is running on the same server, so we can access it with localhost. And install, let's install it. Okay, it is finished, I think. Let me save the password. And now it is recommending some apps. Calendar, contacts, mail, NextCloud Office. Okay, I will uncheck mail because I am not going to use NextCloud for sending and receiving mails. NextCloud Office, Notes, Talk, install recommended apps. And NextCloud is running. Now, here there is a menu. And on this menu, there is this item, administration settings. And on administration settings, there is this page overview. And NextCloud is making some checks itself about this installation. And it is reporting some problems or some issues or some things that can be fixed or improved. For example, it is reporting this PHP memory limit. The PHP memory limit is below the recommended value of 512 megabytes. So the recommended value is 512 megabytes, and we have to change the configuration of PHP to match this value, either 512 or bigger than this. And let's see how to do it. PHP configurations are on the directory /etc PHP, and then this is the version installed in Debian 13 8.4, and then we have to look at the FPM configuration of PHP, because Nginx is using PHP as an FPM service, and the configuration file is php.ini, which we can edit, and I'm going to search for the setting memory limit, and I can try with this Control F, find memory limit, and the current value of memory limit is 128 megabyte. I can change it to 512, which is the recommended value for NextCloud. And let me quit, and I have to restart the PHP FPM service. System control, restart, PHP 8.4 -FPM. Okay, let me refresh this page and see whether we actually fixed this issue. So there are these other issues, but we already fixed the PHP issue. Now, in order to fix some of these other issues, we can use the command OCC. So if we go to the directory of NextCloud, and look at the command, we see this OCC. This is a PHP file, and it is a command that can be used to manage the NextCloud installation and configuration. It is similar to WordPress CLI. So a command line or a command that can be used to manage the installation and configuration of this application. Let me have a look at this OCC file. OCC, a PHP script, ASCII text executable, nano OCC. It is indeed a PHP script, but in order to execute this script, we need to be the user www data. So it must be executed as this user, and we can do it like this. We can execute it as user www data with sudo user www data, and then because this is the PHP script, we have to run it with the command php php and actually it is showing the usage, because we did not give any subcommands or any options or any arguments. So these are the subcommands, and actually there are lots of them. We can manage lots of things about NextCloud. Anyway, but we can also use the the absolute path. Instead of just typing OCC, we can use the absolute path like this. Sorry. Var www nc1 OCC. So this is the current directory. Var www nc1 and then OCC here. And this is better because we can use this command anywhere on the system. The previous command works only if we are on this directory, but this command works anywhere, even if we are in some other directory. But this is a long command, and it is tedious to type all this, and it is also we can also make mistakes while typing it. So let's create an alias for this command. So alias OCC So if we use the command alias without any arguments, it is going to give us a list of existing aliases. And we have an alias for WP that we defined in previous lessons, and also this one that we just defined right now. Let us try it, let us test it. It is working. And now, in order to make this permanent, this alias definition permanent, we have to append it to the .bash rc. So let me use an echo and append to home directory /.bash rc. So I'm appending this string to .bash rc. And let me check. And it is here at the end. Now, because this OCC gives a lot of output, we can use the command less to view it page by page. The only drawback is that we don't see the color. We don't see any colors here in the output. But if we add or if we use this option ANSI and then less with this row, this is a row. Then the output will be colored as well. Now, if we look again at these suggestions, it is saying maintenance window start, for example, one of them. Server has no maintenance window start time configured. This means resource intensive daily backup jobs will also be executed during your main usage time. We recommend to set it to a time of low usage, so users are less impacted by the load cost caused from these heavy tasks. Now, we can set these settings, or we can define these settings with the command OCC. So let us first see what is the current value. OCC config system get. So this is a subcommand, and this is a subcommand of the command OCC, and it is used to get a value, the value for a system configuration setting. Maintenance window start. So it is unset right now. There is no value. It is empty. But if we use this set config system set and then type integer value 1, system config value maintenance window start set to integer 1, and we can confirm with the command get again. So the value of this now is 1. And let's try to refresh this configuration, this page, and see whether we have actually fixed it. So it is not in the list. There are some other issues, but not that one. So it is already fixed. And actually these configurations are saved in a config file here. It is a PHP config file. So if we look at the directory config, the directory config here, we see this config.php. And this is a PHP file with this array that contains configuration settings. And at the end of this file, we see this line, maintenance window start 1. So that command that we used just added this line into this configuration file. We could do it also with nano, just edit configuration file directly, but that one is safer, and it is more suitable, for example, in a script. So it is difficult to modify by script this configuration file. We can modify it manually, but it is difficult to do it with a script. But with that command, OCC set configuration value for these settings to this value, that is easier and cleaner. We also see this database missing indices. Detected some missing optional indices. Occasionally new indices are added. And actually it is suggesting to us use this command occdb add missing indices to add them. So this is the command that we can use to fix this issue, for example. occdb add missing indices. So let me copy it and paste it here. And it has done something. And actually it is reported that this index to this table, etc. Or this one, for example, is this index is added to this table. And let's refresh this page and see whether we fix this issue. So I think that it is fixed already. And if we go to this other page, basic settings, there is a setting for background jobs. And these background jobs need to be executed in the background, but it starts the cron job. So there are several ways to execute these background jobs, either with Ajax. So each time that the page is loaded, so when I do a refresh, for example, it executes something from the background tasks. Or web cron or cron, internal cron. And this is the recommended value. So let us see how we can set up this cron job. And actually, if we look at the files of NextCloud, we can see this cron.php. So this job or this file or this script has to be executed periodically. For example, every 5 minutes. So it is a PHP script and it has to be executed periodically. It should be executed periodically. And we can do it with cron tab, for example. Cron tab for user www.data. And this is edit. This option is edit. And use the editor nano. Yes, press enter. And now I can add something. I can add a new line here. *//5 and then star and then PHP So this is a PHP file. So I can execute it with the command PHP. I execute this file, and this is the command of the cron job. This star means every minute, but if it is */5, it means every 5 minutes. And then so this is for the minutes. The second star is for the hours. Every hour. A star means every hour. And then this is a day of month or day of week. So basically this means every 5 minutes. So every day, every hour, and then every 5 minutes here. So I can save this and exit. But another way to run a job periodically is with systemd. So we can create a couple of systemd configuration files that can execute this PHP job periodically. Systemd. So these are some service configuration files, and we can define a new service by creating a new configuration file in this directory. Let's call it nc1 cron dot service. Control A, edit with nano, and let me copy actually the configuration file from here. So I can copy this configuration file, Control Shift V, description nc1 cron.php job. User, it is going to run this command as user www data. And then exec start is the command that is going to be executed. User bin php, and then this cron.php file. So let me check this, which PHP? It is user bin PHP. Okay, this is okay. So this service, whenever it is executed, is going to run this command, and and stop. No, is going to run this command, and then stop. But we also need a timer file. So let's create this timer. And we will copy the configuration from here. And the description of this timer is run nc1 cron.service every 5 minutes. On boot, 5 minutes. On unit, activate 5 minutes. And the unit that is going to be executed or to be activated is this one, nc1 cron.service that we defined previously. Now we can enable this nc1 cron.timer system control, enable, and also execute it or start it. Enable and start it. With this now it is also going to start it. nc1 cron.timer. And this is also going to run it every 5 minutes. Also the cron job that we did with cron tab, also this one is very easy actually. Not very complicated, but these two are more modern, defining a service and the timer to run something, to run a command periodically. Now if we go to the page of NextCloud and refresh it, we see it has detected that the cron is being the background jobs are being executed from a cron job. So this is the option that is selected. So we fixed this as well. This is not a fix, but it is an improvement, because this is the recommended way to run the cron jobs, to run the background jobs through a cron job. So this is better. So it says use system cron service to call cron.php file every 5 minutes. The cron.php needs to be executed by the system account www data. Now there are some other improvements in the configuration of NextCloud that are recommended here, but we will continue with them next time.